Water quality standards has been established by the World Health Organization for recreational uses, whereas national, state, and regional water quality standards or thresholds are established for marine ecosystems. They may also be established on a case-by-case basis. The methods used for baseline studies will depend upon the ecosystem type, the desired level of protection, the type of project, that is, the type of effluent or disturbance expected, and the availability of suitable and distributed reference sets and adequate data for such sites.
Exploratory data obtained from computer simulations models, numerical models, or other predictive tools to model dynamic hydrological processes such as currents, tidal movements, and oceanic circulations are desired to define spatial and temporal extent of physical-chemical sampling and their locations within the control and disturbance area. Furthermore, they might be used to estimate the directions and extent of mixings and dispersion of influents and sediments. For contaminants or other nutrients, an influence toxicity testing program should be undertaken for determining a safe dilutions in which influence could be discharged. Moreover, as toxic concentration might be very seasonally, it is recommended that background data be gathered on a monthly basis for at least 2-year period to develop.
Whilst sound baseline data will reduce the level of uncertainty relating to potential impacts, there are inherent uncertainties in marine systems due to their open and dynamic nature. These present themselves in the reliability and precision of model-based predictions, in addition to them suffering from structural and data biases and being plagued by difficulties in representing cross-scale effects from rapid hydrological changes to long-term responses, in addition to the confounding of factor effects during validation. The current generation of modelling software used for marine environments can make only very limited contributions to risk-based decision support due to their general absence from formal uncertainty analysis capabilities. However, uncertainties in simulation modelling does not prevent management and decision-making. Rather, it provides a basis for seeking alternative actions and deciding if and what additional information, experimentation and/or observation is needed. In light of the importance of modelling, management must be able to adapt to technological advances in this field.
The West Australian Environmental Protection Act of 1986 states that one of its functions is to establish and develop criteria for the assessment of the extent of environmental change, pollution and environmental harm, and that the proponent is required to undertake an environmental review and report thereon to the authority. The EIA Administrative Procedures expands on this, stating that an environmental review shall include the preliminary key environmental factors that need to be addressed and the work that is required to be undertaken. A baseline study establishes such a criteria wherein the level of environmental change can be assessed, and in the case of marine environments, water quality assessments are a necessity when considering key environmental factors such as ecosystem health. The EIA Procedures Manual states that the most common condition to be included in the EPA's report on the assessment of a proposal is a baseline survey, where existing information is not sufficient. This highlights the importance that the EPA places on having established baseline data in order for a development to be approved. Moreover, as the Procedures Manual uses the temporal variability of a particular environmental characteristic as an example, it reaffirms a critical component of best practices pertaining to marine water quality surveys, that is, to account for the dynamic nature of marine systems.
The Environmental Factor Guideline for Marine Environmental Quality reiterates the necessity for rigorous baseline surveys and notes that the ANZAC guidelines should be used as a reference when doing so. The utilization of predictive modeling is also stated as being a potential requirement, which may be considered unavoidable when establishing the spatial bounds for baseline surveys. The thoroughness of baseline surveys conducted in Western Australia has improved substantially in recent years, particularly since the use of the ANZIC guidelines has become more common practice. In addition, marine parks have been undertaking water quality monitoring for the past 2 decades, allowing for well-established temporal trends to be utilized in baseline assessment for proposals such as the Ocean Reef Marine in the Marine Park.